Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 40 of Coronavirus in the Independent Retailer podcast. It's weird that I even had to look at that now that it's episode 40. It just seems a little surreal, doesn't it? You know, truly, when we started this podcast, what is 40 divided by 5, Joe? 8 weeks ago.
6.5.
6.5 weeks ago. Susan and I were like, well, this will last 2 or 3 weeks. This whole thing will go away. We'll shut the podcast down and that'll be the end of it. Well, it's not the end of it. We're still here and the shutdown continues here in Michigan. It's been extended for a couple more weeks and things are getting crazy. You know how I know things are getting crazy? Both my boys cut their hair. Joe, who looked like Forrest Gump, mountain man, had giant head of hair and a really long beard. He built trails for 5 months and he was a ski instructor for a couple months. All of a sudden yesterday morning, I hear the zzz. I look in and his beard's gone. And then we went outside and shaved his head. He looks like a whole new man. A little while later, Sam and Susan and Sam's hairstylist were doing a FaceTime video, and Susan was cutting Sam's hair. Strange time indeed. And I know all of you, the ladies out there, are thinking about doing home hair coloring. I know Susan is. It's just a strange time. It's just a strange time. But today, I was looking I wasn't inspired yesterday. Usually I have something I want to talk about, something that seems relevant, seems important to me, that I think would be important to you. But this morning, I just wasn't feeling it. So I went on to our Facebook community, Whiz Bang Retailers, and said, anybody have any ideas? And Terry Crowder had an idea for me. And then I asked Susan, hey, you have any ideas for me? And so what Terry asked and what Susan suggested, I am going to combine here today. So Terry asked, what do I think success is going to look like when this is all done? And Susan said, how can a retailer, how can you take the essence of who you were shutdown, pre-pandemic, and bring it forward into the future? And I think that is certainly something worth exploring. So what does success look like? I believe it looks like you have, the answer here is, I think that what it means is that you have retained the essence of who you are as a business, have enhanced that positive essence, yet have adapted yourself to the new reality. So you have remained who you are, but you have changed how you are doing things. So when we teach marketing, say for instance in the Marketing Mentor Program, we talk about that you really should, as a marketer and as a business, you should have 3 key strategies, 3 things that you hang your hat on, so to speak. And then once you determine those 3 strategies, and those 3 strategies are reflective of who you are, then your marketing just sort of drives that home. So let me give you a couple of examples. It usually starts with the word most. So the most liked, the most trusted, the most knowledgeable, or it could be a word like best, the best community. So liked and trusted, I believe, if you're an independent retailer, are sort of no-miss strategies. And so your marketing sort of, talks about that. You become likable in your marketing. And when you become likable, you become trusted. And so we're really looking to, to figure out who you are. This idea of community, the best community. So let's say, I'll give you a couple of examples. So let's say you were a bike shop. 3 strategies for you that reflect who you are: the most liked, the most trusted, and the most knowledgeable, right? Because people want, if you're selling high-end bicycles, people want people who know what they're talking about. If you were a quilt store or a craft shop, most liked, most trusted, and the biggest community. Like if you're doing, in-store classes or now virtual classes, you're creating a community. But when we teach this, we ask people not to make something up, but to discover who they are. So to dig deep, kind of like your vision. You don't sit down and say, this is my vision. I mean, that's what you do, but really the process is a process of discovering what is already in you. So you already are. You already do. The challenge and the opportunity is to discover and articulate. So when Terry said, what does it look like? So let's say, at the Mackinac Kite Company, our marketing strategies were the most liked, the most trusted, and the most fun. The most fun. Here at Whiz Bang Retail Training, we go with liked, trusted, and community. You notice we're not trying to be the most cutting edge. We're not trying to be the leader in technology. What we want is we want you to like us, we want you to trust us, and we want to build a community of independent retailers. Because if you like us and you trust us, you will do the things that we share. And our core values kind of, follow with that. Two of our core values are it works, right? So you see how it's all tying together? It works. You like us. You trust us. We have a community. You start to do the things that we share with you. And one of our core values is it works. And then when you do what we're sharing with you, when you do what you're learning, from our courses and programs, then it leads to the next core value, which is it's worth it. It's worth it. So when you invest money with us, you are happy with your investment. So this whole idea of discovering who you are and articulating it primarily as a marketing strategy. 3, no, not 20, 3 main things. And you drive that home all the time. When I think of what success looks like, it's your essence. The best of who you are has been enhanced and carried forward and expressed more articulately and is shown more meaningfully. And that's how you're going to attract customers. That's how it all starts to work. So that's what I think. So your action item, should you choose to accept it, is to ask yourself, who am I? If I had to pick 3 strategies, the best, and really, really bring them forward into the future and what I wanted my customers to feel about me, to feel about me, that would be my exercise for you. And then when you start doing your social media posting, then when you write your emails, that's when you do your live media. Make sure that you're coming back to that all the time. We talked about it earlier. 2 of the things that you as an independent retailer get to do that very few of the big brands and big companies get to do is to show authenticity and authority. Authenticity and authority. Doesn't that tie in with most liked and most trusted? Of course it does. So this idea of being who you are is super important. Now, I want to share one more thing before we check off for the weekend. So once you create that, so most liked, most trusted, most fun brought Brother Steve and I and the Mackinac Kite Company to here. And here was a good place. Our business was pretty good. We were growing. We were doing good things. We had a great reputation in the community, but it wasn't really where we needed to be. It wasn't what we could be. It didn't allow us to unleash our greatness. And that's when we got stuck there. Part of what happened was I met Susan, and she brought a whole nother set of skills to the table. But really what allowed us to take our business to the next level was then we started to focus on the fundamentals of being a great retailer. So understanding who you are and having a vision for where you want to get is good. But if you don't have the chops, if you don't have the skills to be great, it's going to be tough. It's going to be particularly tough in this sort of, in the future, in this post-pandemic world. So to go back to Terry's question, it's discovering who you are and then becoming really, really good on top of it. That's what success will look like. Because, I've been pounding on this the whole time. I am so bullish on your future. I think there's going to be less stores and there's going to be lighter foot traffic, but at the end of the day, really, really great independent brick and mortar stores like you are going to crush it. Crush it, crush it, crush it. And speaking of crushing it and fundamentals and doing things the right way. If you haven't invested in the add-on masterclass yet, I would strongly encourage you to do it today so you could go through it this weekend. This whole idea of foot traffic is going to be down, so your average sale must go up in order for you to get back in the game, so to speak, is so very, very important. And at only $47, it's a no-brainer. It's half off for the next week. It's only $47. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, buy it today, watch it this weekend, put it into action on Monday, and watch what happens. Remember what I told you? 2 of our core values, it works, and it's worth it. Well, it works, and it's worth it. So, anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful... Yeah.
Some people wanted to see my hair.
Oh. I don't know. So Susan, do you have we can't put up a picture, but his hair was down to his shoulders and his beard was down to there. So isn't he a handsome young man? So, so proud of Joe and Sam. If you've noticed that our content game is stepping up, that the quality of our production is a lot higher. The quality of our Instagram is way, way higher.
Oh, you're getting a million loves, Joe.
It's because of Nagin Brother Medias. So we have our children are entrepreneur during this shutdown. They started a business, Nagin Brothers Media. They've got a really, really, I think, a great idea for a tight niche in what they're doing. And I'm excited for what they're doing, and I'm grateful for all the help that they're giving us. And our son Sam, who has kind of, not quite Susan's hair, not curly like that, but Sammy's head was like, whoa, out of control. And so, as I shared, they cut that too. So, but anyway, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If you've been working too hard, I hope that you take a day off or take some time off. Find some time for yourself. If you've been too hard on yourself, I hope that you give yourself a break. This is a hard time. It's a hard time. Give yourself a break. Begin again. It's all going to be all right, okay? All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you on Monday.